Hello, YouTube people. Sorry about the background. I'm watching some YouTube videos. You can see I got like a little forest over here. Got some little wiggeria growing in. My plants are growing pretty good. You can see some algae growing on them, but you know, got the snails in there going to work. Got some more snails in here. And I honestly don't care about snails because I'm not selling my plants. I'm not selling them or giving them away to anybody. I mean, if somebody wanted some snippings or whatever, I'd give them away. But in the area, you know, within the city that I'm in. But as far as being in a different state, no, I'm not about to be a part of that shipping and stuff. I don't want to deal with all that. Got some plants in there. Look at everything just growing out. The red sword. This is how it looked when I put it in the tank. Got some new growth growing in there. You can tell, got some red growing in there like crazy, sprouting out. I do not dose this tank. It is a sword, so it has to be in dirt or substrate that has very good nutrients in the substrate. I say dirt because it already has it in there, and then I have peat moss to top off the dirt, which adds even more to it. So you see this plant is taking off. I don't put iron or anything in it. Got some red growing out the middle. It's not dying off. Probably gonna leave this plant in here and not put it in my bigger tank. I mean, I could put it in the bigger tank, but I wanted to take off in this tank before I move it, or wait till I get some runners in this tank to see if I put the runners in that tank, or put the runners in here and then take this one out. Not really too sure right now. Got some growth right there. You can see that's growing differently right now. You see the leaves growing at the top of this are different than the leaves at the bottom of that, and that usually only happens when it's growing above water. But as you can see, they're thicker. I'm guessing I'm getting a lot of light in there, so it's absorbing a lot of light. Or I don't know how it would be little light, because this light is like directly over it right now, so who knows. But the plant's growing. I mean, my little wiggy is growing pretty tall. I split it again. Got roots growing out of the wisteria. Got some roots in there. Some pretty good roots. Root system growing in the tank, which is pretty good. Got some, you can see some new stems in here. But I mean, I like this plant. I mean, the red sword is pretty cool. Most people have problems with growing anything out of their tank is because they're listening to too many people or too less people. Pretty much what you have to do is get a whole bunch of opinions on a certain subject or whatever you're trying to do. Don't just get one, get multiple. And then do what works best for you. Because everybody's setup is different. You can't match somebody's setup like perfectly. There's no way you can match someone's setup to the exact extent of what they do, because some people do more and some people do less. But if you want plants to do good, you have to find out what works for you and how your routine goes, like your parameters, your water changes. You have to do what goes best for you. And I mean, what goes best for me is just putting everything in this tank. It seems to work. It grows out better in this tank than it does my other tank. And I mean, I could put dirt in that tank, but that would mean I'd have to start all over. I mean, I could just, you know, leave the fish in there and put dirt in there, but I am not going to do that. Okay, really, Tangerine? My cat likes to jump up here and be in the way and get attention when I'm over here by the tank. He always does this. Every time I'm by this tank, he likes to jump up here and get attention. Give you a side view of this tank. I mean, I still got the bottle in there. DIY. Filter and water bottle goes through the bottom. I put some carbon in there just to have it in there, and I mean, it helps. Doesn't have a fish smell. And my plants are still growing, but I mean, also I'm doing it in dirt, like I said. Some people don't do it in dirt, but I do. And I mean, like you can see my plants are like taking off. I mean, like that. I think that's pretty cool how it's growing differently at the top now because it has a lot of light. But I'm not really too sure what's going on. Maybe it's because it has more light, maybe it's because it has less light. But as you can see, this one right here, I just snipped that like a couple of days ago. This stuff grows like weeds. This wisteria grows like weeds. If you want an easy plant, it grows like weeds, and it's like the best thing to put in your tank. I mean, you can grow it in dirt, you can grow it in gravel, and if you want it to grow faster, add root tabs. I don't add root tabs or anything, but you can if you want to. I know a lot of people on YouTube do, but like I said, do what works best for you. Don't do what everybody else is doing. I mean, you can try it and see if it works for you, but if it's not within your budget or works, or if it doesn't work for you the right way how you want it to work, then try something else. Do what works for you. CO2 might not be your thing, but CO2 might be somebody else's thing, and their plants are taking off. And then you try it, and you're like, well, wait a minute, my plants aren't taking off, but algae is taking off. That might not be your type of thing. And you're trying to find out what they're doing that you're not doing. It could be their water parameters and a whole bunch of other stuff that's happening with what they're doing is different from what you're doing. So, like I said, you want to get into the plants and fish tanks. Starting up any hobby, you have to do the research. Do the research before you do anything. Do all the research you can. Find out what works for you. That's all I have to say. Pretty much towards that. But I mean, I have turtles, and they were rescue turtles. They just dropped them here. So I know some people get, like, you'll see a fish and out of habit, bam, I want it. And you'll get it, and then you know nothing about it. So you're trying to catch up on so much research that you can before something goes wrong. And that's what happened with me with the turtles. But since the turtles are so hardy, like, you can't really kill them by water or anything, you kind of just get tossed into it. They were rescues. They got brought to me, and I was like, okay, I'll get a tank, put them in a tank. And as you see, I mean, I had it in my 55-gallon, but he started chewing up my plants. So I was like, oh, no, you got to get your own tank. And they was in the 20, and then they gradually got their own 20 long. So, it's a hobby that you got to learn as you go. Nobody's an expert. I mean, of course, there's some people that's experts, but even they're learning something new every once in a while. Nobody can truly say they know everything about everything in the hobby. That's not true. There are some things that people do not know, and they do the research too. And people are constantly learning because there's constantly new stuff, and there's constantly new information coming into this hobby. So this is what works for me. Doing nothing at all works for me. Just putting it in here and just letting it take off how it wants. I get in here, I move it around. If it floats, I move it somewhere else because obviously the plant didn't want to be there. So you see these plants that are here, that's because they rooted into this substrate, and that's where they want to be. So until I feel like clipping it again, because I mean, that's still getting pretty tall. I might clip it down some more and then put it towards the back, because you know, I don't have any back plants in the back. All my plants are up, forward, and front. And some people don't like that because they want their fish to be show. Also, I like to feed my fish color enhancer flakes. A lot of people don't like that, but most of those people are the ones trying to sell you fish, because they don't want to sell you fish, and then the color goes down, and then you're like, wow, what happened? This fish was so colorful when you sold it to me, and now all of a sudden it died down. I don't inject my fish with color enhancers. I just feed them flakes and pellets that boost their color. It's a pet that you have. It's a pet that you own. It's for you, for your views, for your amusement. So why wouldn't you want your fish looking the best it can with the best color that it can have? So with that being said, like I said before, and I'm gonna say it again, sorry to constantly repeat myself, but it's true. Do what works best for you. Don't always do what somebody else is doing. I mean, if you're doing it for profit, of course, somebody's going to be really mad if you sell them a fish that you're doing color enhancer on, and then it dies off. Of course they are. I'd be mad too if I bought a fish and then the color went down. But, of course the color's going to come back because I'm feeding it color enriching. No, you're not getting candy. Wait till dinner, okay? You get candy after dinner.
This? What is this one?
After dinner. And you're not going to like that one. That one's mint. But, as you can see, I'm just going to show you all the new growth that's just happening here. If I can get this focused accurate. There you go. Growing out the top right there. Got some little wiggy growing there. That's still growing up. It's not growing out the side. That's how I can tell my lights are good. Well, I believe it's the light and the substrate, because even though I snipped it and cut it down, it's usually plants grow out the side, like this one. Where is it? That one's split and it's growing out the side, but this one is in that, like right under this one is right in the light and it's growing out the top. And look at that, that's growing right out the top. It just works for me. I mean, of course, I had some plants that didn't go too well. I mean, if I wanted to, I can move my Amazon sword that's in my other tank back in here, and it'll take off again. But I wanted to stay in that tank to adjust to that level. I know my leaves are going to grow smaller. The leaves will not grow tall if I put it in that tank, because it's not getting enough nutrients. So the leaves are not growing tall in my other tank. But in this one, the leaves are growing. They're red. I mean, if I wanted to go in there and snip some off, I'm pretty sure to grow a whole lot faster, but I'm not going to do that. I personally like for the leaves to fall off for themselves. A lot of people don't, because they don't want to, they want their stuff to grow so fast. They want it to take off. I just let the leaves fall off, and once they fall off, then I take them out the tank and just throw them away. And I got some endlers in here too, some beta. I mean, wow, not betas. What am I talking about? I got some guppies in here. But I'm gonna end this video right here. Coming on to 13 minutes. I didn't know I was talking for that long, but hey, so much information in one video. I mean, like, comment, subscribe, share it. Share my video if you believe what I'm doing suits your benefits or one of your friends' benefits. Share my video. I mean, not a lot of people know a lot of the stuff that I've been saying, but thanks for watching. If you're watching this, you know, like, comment, subscribe, and tank on, or whatever, aquarium on, whatever you want to say.